Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen, to Global Impromptu Speaking session number 119. Thank you so much for joining in back. I really appreciate for your support as always. Today, our host, the topics master, is all the way from one of the coldest countries, which is called Sweden. And let's see what kind of topics he has got for us. The cold ones or warm ones, and we are hoping the warm ones. To support him, we have somebody very diligent, DTM Jessie. I think she has not joined yet. Uh, back. So who would like to grab timer's role till she
Till
joins?
then, I can support. Till then,
Okay.
Jesse
Okay,
is
Monu.
come.
Okay. I will call you up on stage. Please explain the timing mechanism, Monu Sahu, please. Go ahead.
Good evening, all my dear friends. Today I'm playing role as a timer. So as a timer, we have time limit 2 to 3 minutes. So for 2 minutes, sorry, 1 to 2 minutes. For 1 minute, I will change my background to green, and as soon as then I will change my background to yellow. And whenever we will complete 2 minutes, then I will change my background to red. And still, we will have a 30-second grace period. So we have to finish anyhow within 2 minutes, 30 seconds, so that everyone could get chance to and speak out in front of us. So with that time, handing over back to you, Puriam.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Monu Sahu. Really appreciate for chipping in. Ladies and gentlemen, since we already wasted so much time because of some people, and now I would not waste more of your time, and we'll call our host of today's meeting, Toastmaster Carl, all the way from Sweden. Over to you, Toastmaster Carl.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Today, ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor and my pleasure to be Table Topics Master of the evening. Today, what I have for you is a set of questions. Each of you will get your own individual question, and I'm really looking forward for your answers. If you are ready, we will start. I will also paste the questions into the chat. So first speaker, I will follow now the order that I have here on the gallery view. So the first speaker is Dr. Farida. Are you ready for your question?
A very good evening.
Your question is, what's a great book you've read recently? What is a great book that you have read recently?
A very good evening to my global impromptu family members. The question which has been given to me is, what is a great book that you have read recently? Should I make a confession? I haven't read a book in like ages. The only things that I have been reading is medical journals and medical information about COVID-19. My work has been so hectic that I've been off books for a very long time. But also, let us go back to the question that is it all that necessary to read books? There are many more teachers in life who teach us very many different things and very many more practical things other than books. Because this is what books do, right? They enlighten us, they teach us, they give us insight. This is what books do, right? Besides the entertainment factor and killing time factor as well. But there are many other things in life which can replace books to a very certain extent. Work? No way. But experiences? For sure. And this is what I have done, my dear friends, that I have allowed life and real life experiences in the past 2 years to give me insight, to give me more astute observation tactics, and give me more experiences about life and what it's all about in the past 2 years. So this is my confession to you. I'm sorry to disappoint you, Carl. No books for me since COVID-19 has started. I've been overwhelmed with work, donning and doffing. All of you have often seen my status updates with lots of N95s and lots of PPEs. Obviously, the grief factor is there every time. So that has always been there. And I feel that it is the real life experiences which have taught me, which have given me insight, which have kept me occupied to such a great extent that I don't think any book can ever give me that kind of life experience. And this is actually for all of us. But there are many books, and there is one particular book that I would like to recommend. It is written by Dr. Naru, who works at a government hospital here, the Rashid Hospital, and he has published it. And the name of the book is Living with COVID. And he is an internal medicine physician. Really, I just read a couple of chapters and it was heart wrenching. It was heart wrenching. That's the only book. But I haven't finished it as yet, so I cannot really recommend it to others. But for me, real life, supreme teacher, supreme teacher, and it gives you real insight and real astuteness. This is not to belittle or to belie books, but this is just the circumstantial evidence. That's about it. A very good evening to all my Global Impromptu family members. And thank you very much, Carl.
Thank you very much for your confession, Farida, and very beautiful answer. Our next speaker is Umar Rashid. Are you ready?
Hello.
Your question is, what are the day-to-day things you do that really make you feel good? What are the day-to-day things that you do that really make you feel good? Questions in the chat as well.
Thank you, Mr. Khan, and good night to everyone. The question which is asked to me, what are the day-to-day things which I do that really make me feel good? So I think there are a lot of things which give me internal pleasure. Some of which I would to discuss here is teaching other people with open heart. It is the best thing that gives me a lot of pleasure. And believe me, when I treat people with my open heart, and also the qualities of gratitude and thanksgiving, these also add into the taste of this quality. And I feel very pleasant at this quality of mine. Alhamdulillah, I am blessed with this. And also another quality that I also practice is to give respect to the others. I always give respect even older people, older or who are younger to me. I respect everyone. I respect everyone's abilities. I appreciate the abilities of every people. So these are the qualities which give me a lot of pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your answer, Umar. Our next speaker is Babu Gupta. Are you ready?
Yes, Toastmaster Card.
Excellent. Your question is, if you could tell your younger self any one thing, what would it be? If you could tell your younger self any one thing, what would it be?
If I could tell my younger self one thing, that would be that please study. Yes, I was not so much good student in my school days, and I used to trouble a lot to my parents, and they used to sometimes beat me also for that reason. And now, after years, I realized that they used to say me the right thing. I did not used to study, although I was a student who used to linger around my school, and used to bunk my schools. I used to bunk my colleges as well. But now I realize that I did a very bad thing. I did not used to understand at that time that what I am doing to myself. But now I understand that studying is very important. The topic you gave was regarding books. I will like to say yes. If I would read some books, or involve my mind in some types of studying, then I might have been a more confident communicator. because according to me, if you get to understand something, you will be able to explain the same thing to persons with great confidence and great focus. Because if you are reading something, then it is getting in your mind, and when you are delivering it, within your confidence. So if we want to become a good communicator, or want to a good interactor with people, we should study, and we should focus on things that are important to us. I also want to recommend one thing to my younger self, is that I should listen to my parents to not only the things related to study, and if there are something to maintain things timely, that should also be maintained when your parents say something. And I think the Gavaliers will be benefited by my speech here. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much for your answer. We are moving on, and our next speaker is Savita.
Yes, please, Toastmaster.
Maybe we have a new confession coming up on this one. Let's see. Your question is, what is your worst habit, and what is keeping you from dropping it? What is your worst habit, and what is keeping you from dropping it?
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Carl. My worst habit and what is keeping me from dropping. Worst habit, let me just recollect. There's so many habits, some are good, some are bad, but the worst habit, which the habit which, people point it out that do it or don't do it. Otherwise, yourself habit, as an habit, a person doesn't realize that he or she is doing. It is done automatically. It just comes because of doing it again and again and again. It becomes, part of your nature, part of your body, physical and mental, and mind works, and you just do it. You don't even realize. So many habits are there from morning till evening, like everyone has got. Get up and brushing the teeth, doing this. All these are habits which are done, recurrent, repeatedly, and it becomes a part of your life. And it is really very difficult to change any habit. They say it takes about 66 days. I just went through some journal to change any of our habit. You have to repeatedly undo that and do the next one, and the new neurons, they join, and then it becomes the new habit. So my worst habit, I'm still not able to recollect what is my worst habit, what is keeping me. Yes, I have one habit. Once I see one thing has to be kept at a particular place, until I keep it back, mind is not at rest. For example, some things are kept like books or cutlery or anything for that reason. If I see it is not kept at a proper place, mind and body keeps on at the back of the mind, it is working that has to go at that place. That thing has to go back at that place. Even my partner says, just relax and enjoy, and sometimes forget about that thing. We will do it later. It's a habit from the beginning, from the childhood. Things have to be kept at a proper place. I think that is my worst habit, and he keeps on pinpointing. Thank you very much. Back to you, Toastmaster Kar.
Thank you so much, Savita. Our next speaker is Naila Hassan. Are you ready?
Najla. Good evening.
Are you ready? Good evening. Hello. Your question is, what do you think the world will look like in 300 years? What do you think the world will look like in 300 years?
Well, I can see Amjad Ali is laughing at me already. Good evening, everybody. 300 years is too much from now. I don't know if I will live until that day. Well, let me try. Now, from 2020, nobody expect that we will be in a lockdown for such a long time. And everybody was telling that, yeah, well, خلاص, it's almost done, it's almost done, it's almost gone. We are doing well. The COVID is eliminated. So as we see now, until now, we're started 2021, and we are still with the COVID. And at risk always that we might go back again to total lockdown, and we have to be careful. How will it be after 300 years? Well, I think it will be nice, and it will be more beautiful than what we are now, because I guess that the technology and the electronics and the things what we are doing now, it will be more advanced to the extent that maybe we will talk to each other in Toastmaster through the space, not only through screens and Zoom line. I think we will go faster than this and we will go more advanced than what we are doing now on a personal level, on a community level, health-wise level. I hope we will be safe by then. And I hope the world and the earth will be cleaner and safer and more beautiful. Since we started, we reached Mars 3 days back. So maybe half of us will go on Mars and half of us will stay here in the earth. Maybe somebody will be from us will be in the moon. So again, I said we will talk to each other through the space, not anymore through Zoom or Toastmaster or Teams and WebEx and these things. So it will be more advanced, and I'm always optimistic that we will have a better life always and always. Over to you, Topic Master.
Thank you so much for your answer. Our next speaker is Dinesh Reddy.
Yes, Carl. Good evening.
Your question is, it's a bit of a philosophical one, I suppose. What should be humanity's goal? What should be humanity's goal?
Okay. What should be humanity's goal? It's true. So this is some, I think this topic have some deep understanding, if I understood correctly, and humanity's goal is something, we have to support each other, and we are going to many tough phases. We have this COVID coming up, and it's already there, and we don't know what else come up. We are hearing this global warming that always be there, and we have to support irrespective of the country or the region that you are there. You should support the others, and you should make others feel better in these kind of tough conditions, and these are the ways we have to think about the humanity, because it just starts with us, whether we are supporting to the someone who is next to me, and if we keep our egos aside, and if we keep on supporting someone, and that's where the change will comes up, and that's what the humanity is all about at the end, right? You should have that compassion in you when helping someone's. Like we have the the Mother Teresa, who helped many people in our entire life, and yeah, that we should all take something from these kind of great people, and learn and keep supporting the someone who are in trouble, and yeah, that's what I think the humanity is all about at the end. Over to you, Carl. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Excuse me. I must say I'm very impressed with all your answers so far. Let's keep it going here. We have, let's see, it jumped a bit here, but I think we have Jesse. Jesse, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Your question is, if you could teach the entire world just one concept, what would it be? If you could teach the entire world just one concept, what would it be?
Global Toastmasters family, if I could teach one concept at this moment, is my concept would be a kind of, there are many things I would teach, but too close to me is tolerance. I think we are very much intolerant with one another, nations against nations, people against people. Inside the family, we are immediately rebut or not understand one another. So if we teach humanity tolerant and understand the person's perspective, accept him, and then agree and disagree, and they come to a conclusion, I think whole world will be little more patient in understanding one another. This is what is, and due to impatience and lack of tolerance from our side, the world is into disarray. So that would be my point to teach the world. I hope you all pray for that I get an opportunity to reach out to people and say, please be tolerant. That would be my point, the concept that I will be speaking out. But wherever I get an opportunity, I'll speak out. It's the tolerance that we need the most in these times. Thank you. Over to you, Carl.
Thank you so much, Jesse. Our next speaker is Sunita Nair. Are you ready?
Yes, Carl.
Sunita, your question is, what is the biggest waste of human potential? What is the biggest waste of human potential?
Good evening, Global Impromptu family. And what is the biggest waste of human potential? I think we can put together all that the speakers have said together and said it is the lack of tolerance, it is the lack of unity among different people in the world. That is I mean, just imagine if we all collectively come together as one, what a wonderful world it would be. And it's this narrow-minded view of each one trying in our individual self, each one trying to be one upon the other, that we fail to collaborate together. If at a very small level within a country, if we could collaborate and work together, it would be a great thing. Across borders, if we could come together, that would be the best thing. So we are just wasting our potential because we are not uniting together, because each one is trying to prove that they are better than the other. And simply because of lack of tolerance and feeling that all of us are equal, eventually we come from dust and go back to dust. If really we understood this concept, then probably we could have just come together and made a wonderful world. Over to you, Toastmaster Carl.
Wow, thank you so much for that speech. We are moving on with Sherman. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Sherman, what does it mean to live a good life? What does it mean to live a good life?
Mr. Table Topic Master and Global Into Friends, the good life means we have to have a meaningful life, and also we have to have the legacy. Also, when you get something from the society, you have to give it back to the society. So you have to link, and while living, you have to help others, the poor people, or your family, and also better to leave a legacy. And to leave a legacy, you have to lead a very good life, and honesty, and the things called without wasting times. And during that time, you have to have the spiritual life, and also the balancing with the spiritual life, and mobility, and nutritious value, and the rest, and spiritual. All these things, if you're balancing, you can lead a happy life. So then, if you are happy, you have time, you are motivated enough to help others, people that surround you in your society. So all these things supporting to lead a good life, and also with the knowledge, we have come here to live for a very short period. within that short period, you have to achieve a lot of things. So achieving a lot of things without wasting time, you can learn something people who have done others' mistakes and your mistakes. And when you're doing mistakes, and don't repeat that mistake, and you can correct yourself. Over to you, Mr. Beloved Master.
Thank you so much, Sherman. Our next speaker is Naki Bula. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Are you with us? Naki Bula?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Very good. Your question is it easier to love or to hate? And why? Is it easier to love or to hate? And why?
Sorry, I didn't catch your answer. Yeah. Is
it
easier to love or to?
Sorry for the interruption, Nakibullah. You need to turn your video on first.
Sir, so actually, you're talking that it's easier to hate or love, and why? I think, sir, basically, I will start with the name of greatest name of Allah, who is the King of Kings and Master of Master, who changes the days into nights and nights into days. So, in accordance with Islamic perspectives, it's easy to love everyone, because in our, as you know, that being Muslim, it becomes the responsibility of us, especially, so that and that we take into account all those perspectives, all those aspects of Islamic background, and follow all those rules and regulations that had been promoting to us for via these authentic ways of Islam. So, in accordance with all these rules and regulations of Islam, we are taught that it's easy to love someone, because in very perspectives, it's said like this. And especially because I'm beginner and I don't know, I didn't, because student of class 10, and I didn't have deep thinking in all these maths. That's why. So this was all about.
Thank you so much for your take on that question. We are moving on to our next speaker, who is Afshan. Afshan, can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay.
We hear you okay. Let's see, it's not the best quality, but I think it's enough. Okay. Your question is, if you could know the absolute and total truth to one question, what question would you ask? If you could know the absolute and total truth to one question, what question would you ask?
Okay, sounds like a good topic. So first of all, good evening, good night, and also to some people staying in the western side of the world, good morning. So let me begin my speech by saying that if I want to know the absolute truth to one question, so yeah, it has been continuously changing since when I grew up. Since when I was small, I got to know that like when Isaac Newton saw the apple, like why did he start like how did he become like how did he become like he started to take a lot and he started to like dive into it. So I got curious on that. And after growing up, like we learned the topic in our physics class, like Newton's three laws of motion, which it connected me more. And the next thing is like I also found like a doubt, like I think if I'm not wrong, his name is Colonel Sanders, the founder of KFC. Like even after thousands of rejections, like how did he go and like want to market his chicken to the outside world? Because like he doesn't accept himself as a failure. He says, "Okay, man, I've had thousands of rejections. Why not I have this one as a success?" And why did he go there? Because but if it might have been me, I might have like tried 1,000 times, but I would have gave up. But like after listening to him, I wanted to find out like, man, why is this guy like not giving up? So why can't I be like him? So after that, I wanted to think innovatively. Like if everybody is doing the same thing, everybody is eating, everybody is sleeping. Why can't you do something different, man? You've grown up. So yeah, I want to do something different and think something differently in how I can be unique like these people instead of being ordinary. Thank you and back to you.
Thank you so much for your answer. I'm really sad because I only heard the second part of it. There was something I think maybe on my side that maybe only pick up part of your answer. I'm sorry for myself about that. We are moving on. Our next speaker, Munish Gupta. Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Your question. Which would you pick? Being world-class attractive, a genius, or famous for doing something great? Which one would you pick? Being world-class attractive, a genius, or famous for doing something great?
Good evening, everybody. I would choose famous for doing something great because I want that my next generation, they should remember my name, that I have done something different. That's why I have become famous. That's the reason I have a name. Like the people, those who invented light, bulb, telephone, all these people today also they have a name. Why they have a name? The reason is they have done something. That's why they are famous. For that, they worked very hard. Before that, it's not that they were not genius. They were genius. That's why they made something different. That's the reason they have become famous. And people know who they are. And I would like. And that's my dream also. Sometimes I live in a castle. I make fantasy. I live in a castle world. That time I think that I invented something. Suppose if before this COVID-19 vaccine didn't come in the market, sometime I make a castle in the air that I made this COVID-19 vaccine. Because of me, entire world is getting cured. And definitely after 100 years also, when the new virus will come, people will say that person, he was born in the year of 2020 and he invented that COVID-19 vaccine. And I would like to be famous like that. And my name will be remembered after 100 years because this COVID-19 came before 200 years. So this virus went because of me. I would like that this thing should be, I have a name of me. Because I'm a genius. That's why I invented. That's why I discovered, I developed that how people can get cure of this medicine. That's the reason people will remember me. My statue will be everywhere. In Madame Tussauds, my wax will be there. People will go and see me. Who is this man? He's the man who invented COVID-19 vaccine. Over to the Toastmaster, please.
Thank you so much for your answer. We are moving.
The picture is frozen.
We are moving on. I am doing my best here to keep the proper order. I apologize if I'm jumping wrong a bit, but my next speaker would be Kwan Hong Tan. Can you hear me?
Hi, Mr. Table Topic Master Carl. I can hear you very well.
Very good. We can hear you too. Your question. If you could time travel, where would you go? If you could time travel, where would you go?
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Table Topic Master, for stretching my imagination today. And if there is a chance I can go back in time, I will be spoiled for choice. I think assuming that the Table Topic Master do not limit the number of options I have, I would like to reuse my powers every day to time travel and travel back to the past. I could travel back to a long time ago to see history, and I can tell you what exactly happened in history and whether the history books are actually wrong. There are so many different scandals or so many different twists and turns in history throughout time, and I can go back in time at the very exact moment to explain to you what exactly happened. How cool is that? And many of the world's mysteries would be solved. So I can answer questions like, what would happen before dinosaurs? Did the dinosaurs really die of asteroids, or was it something else? I could answer many deeper questions as well. However, if I can go back in time, I will go back in time to be a young boy. I think I miss being young again, and I miss being a young boy. And I remembered once that I told my mom was sitting beside me, and I told her that I do not want to grow up, because if I grow up, she will grow old, and I fear I lose my mom or my parents one day. So I feel that if I can abuse this privilege, I would like to go back to that moment again and again, so that I will never lose my parents. And that means sacrificing all my achievements, sacrificing all my wealth that I will earn later on in life, but so be it, I will do that. So thank you very much, Mr. Table Topic Master.
Thank you so much for your answer. Thank you. We are moving on. Next on my list, I have Jatin Vinakota. Can you hear me?
Yeah, 1 minute.
Did you ask for a pause?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Now you're ready. Hello, Jatin. Okay. So this is a question that I actually would like. I'm curious to hear the answer to this one. So your question, where is the line between art and not art? Where's the line between art and not art?
Can you? When is the line between art and not art? Oh, okay. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, fellow Toastmasters and Cavaliers, and also guests and viewers. So basically, my topic is, where is the line between art and not art? I can say a line between art and not art means where you don't know the art. So it's basically like you know little art and you don't know that much of the art. So if you say when I was like 9 or 10 years old, I used to love art, but I used to not know how to draw a color. And it was really difficult for me. I used to say that I used to boast around that I went for this competitions, I went for that competitions, but I never went. And whenever they asked for proof, I used to say, I will show you tomorrow, but I used to never show it. So if you say that okay. Yeah, so let me come as I'm continuing my speech. So I can say where is the line between art and not art is where like you like art but you don't know how to do art. So it's basically in the middle, I can say. So yeah, and thank you, and over to you.
Thank you so much for your take on that. Our next speaker, Sushant, can you hear me?
Yes, Table Topic Master, I can hear you.
Very good. Your question, what in life is beautiful to you? Where do you find inspiration? What is in life is beautiful to you? Where do you find inspiration?
Thanks, Table Topic Master. As the questions divide, I shall divide my speech too. First, let me take what in life is beautiful to you. Whatever we do, when we do from our heart, when we know that I did it perfect, I did it from my heart, I didn't cheat, I put my hard work in it, and I know there is success behind it. That's the beautiful thing in your life. That's the most beauteous, indeed to say, beautiful. Whatever we do, when we put our hard work in it, it is beautiful. Beautiful doesn't mean on the makeup or anything, your face you looks like, the hand, whatever. Beautiful doesn't mean on the way you look, but the thing that you depends to look on. There is also a saying, what you see depends on what you look for. That's life. Beautiful doesn't depend on what you are, how you see, but it depends on what you look for that makes you see it. Also, the second part, what inspires me the most? I need to say this was a recent question as well for one of my contests that's going to happen this Sunday, evaluation. What inspires me most is my failures. Whatever happens, we do a mistake. Every time I get depressed, okay, I've lost it. But that's when my grandfather, who taught me mistakes are the first step towards success. But where I even corrected him that, no, grandfather, as you told me, I believe correction of the mistake is the first step towards success, because knowing that it's a mistake, we need to correct ourselves, right? You know that it's a mistake, then how can you be like, you need to correct yourself so that you don't do it again. That's how I did so many of mistakes. I'm a man of mistakes, indeed to say. I love making mistakes and I like to learn from it. That's what life has taught me, and I would like to give this to you all as well. Table topic master.
Thank you so much, Sushant, for your answer. We're moving on with Marella Rodriguez. Can you hear me?
Hello. Yes.
Hello, Marella. Your question is, how do you manage stress? How do you manage stress?
Okay. How do you manage stress? Well, for me, I am a person who loves music, who absolutely loves it. I can hear a piece of music at any time and as much as I possibly, like 24 hours over the day. Or like my friend says, it's like something that recharges my battery. So for me, playing the piano is a stress reliever. Also, if I'm just around somewhere and maybe, and there's something which has pissed me off and I'm not really happy about it, I just plug in my earphones and listen to music and then I'll be fine. So for me, any kind of instrumental music is a stress reliever. Recently, I've also started tapping onto meditation techniques, which have also been a good means to calm myself down with stress at work and stuff like that. Yeah, so primarily for me, the two things are music, firstly, and secondly, the meditation technique. Over to you, table topic master.
Thank you so much, Marella. We're now moving on to AJ. AJ, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, Carl.
Very good. Your question is, what do you believe stands between you and complete happiness? What do you think stands between you and complete happiness?
Well, very good evening to all the Global Impromptu members here on this platform. It's a very interesting question. What do you believe stands between me and complete happiness? Well, I've gone through a lot of phases of life, some good, some bad, like everyone else. We get some joyous moments. Please, repeating, joyous moments. I'm not referring as happiness. They are all pleasures, and some which are not as joyous, or probably could be even sad events and rough times in life. And every time I used to try and understand, why is this making me happy or joyous or sad? Trust me, as you grow into that particular mode of trying to become aware and try to find out, what I call as seek. When you try to seek some answers, you start to realize that nothing is responsible for your happiness apart from you yourself. Because you have no control over the situations around you in no manner. You do not have any control with the people around you or their behavior or their perception. So what is it that's making me unhappy or happy is purely how I accept it. So the only person and the only individual or the only thing which stands between me and complete happiness is nothing but me, myself. And if I can conquer that, if I can really take control of myself, of course, it requires a lot of practice, a lot of techniques to do it. And if I can do it, I can say it would not belie my trust, at least. It would not belie my confidence. It would not belie my way or approach to life. And I would definitely work towards that to reach a stage. I am practicing it and I'm confident in my own self. Sooner than later, you'll see an ever more smiling me on this forum than I'm right now. Over to you, Carl. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that answer. Okay, so if I'm not mistaken now, everybody has spoken except for myself, Monu Sahu, who is timekeeper, and Amjad. Is that correct? So
Yes,
then
yes.
I believe, very good. So I believe next speaker is Monu, is that right?
Okay.
And
Jessie ma'am, would you help? Thank you.
Will someone time? Or will you do it yourself?
I'll time.
Jessie ma'am will do. Jessie ma'am will do. Thank you so much.
Okay, very good. Your question, Manu. What's something you think every person should experience in their lifetime? What is something you think every person should experience in their lifetime?
Thank you. Good evening, all my dear Toastmasters and friends. What's something you think every person should experience in their lifetime? My dear friends, in our life, everyone is living our lives happily. Sometimes we face some difficulties. We live life in some rough time. Sometimes we live life with some joyful moments. We all always trying to achieve good things, trying to achieve success in our life. But the best thing we all should experience in life, that is failure. If we will not fail, then we will not learn many things. The first step, the first ladder of our success is the failure, because failure teaches the experience. We are achieving something, we are taking a step forward in our life, we all learn by our failures. These things motivate us, these things teach us how we have to face with the difficulties and get the success in our life. We have to feel the people's pain, we have to feel them, we have to help all the peoples who really need to go and move further. We all should need to learn how to earn money, as well as we have to especially learn how we have to spend the money. If we will not think that how we are spending money, just spending and not thinking like how we learn that money, how we spend our time to earn that money. We spent so much times, we did so many hard work to achieve that success, failed number of times, and still we are not taking care that how we have to spend money, how we have to take care of everything, then this will not good. We all should not rely on the things. We all should always take care of everything and learn from our mistake to achieve success in our life. Over to you, Carl. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Then I believe the next question is for you, Amjad Ali.
Yes, Carl, I'm ready.
What is your biggest passion? What is your biggest passion?
Thank you so much, Mr. Topics Master, ladies and gentlemen. What is my biggest passion? Since my inception, my passion is changing every now and then. And as of today, if I tell you what is my biggest passion, but before that, I want to tell you, for me, passion means something which does not let you sleep, which seriously, if you need to wake up middle of the night and do something and you are able to do it and happily. If you have to live 2-3 days sleepless nights and you are still able to do it, and that is passion for me. And that what I would love to do is making videos, especially on social messages. Every single day almost, I'm making one or the other video on small social message. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 1.5 minutes, 3 minutes, something like that. With my kids, with my family, with my wife, we make small messages where we feel we are lacking in our society and which can correct our society or fix our society. And every single day we are getting a lot of response from people. A lot of people on social media, they pray for us, and trust me, that makes us feel overwhelmed, and that makes us feel do more. And that's what we are doing every single day. I think because of that reason, I was for many months, I was sleepless. I was spending sleepless nights, and for last 2 days I was collapsed. I was not feeling well at all, and now I'm quite better, but still my passion is on. Now I'm again ready, like a horse, to do the same job, same passion again and again, because this is what I love. This is what seriously I connect with people. I never thought I would be doing this one. We never thought we would be doing this one. I think we feel we are a chosen set of people who are doing something for society. Otherwise, there are many people out there, but there are very few lucky ones who are able to do spend some extra time and get reward. The reward is the pleasure, happiness, people's prayers. It's not about money. God has given everything, almost everything. And now we are so satisfied with our passion, with people's response, people's overwhelming words. I can't tell you. So, Kar, this is my passion, and I would love to do it for rest of my life. As I mentioned, passions are changing every now and then. I don't know whether it will change or not, but as of today, I would say I would continue for rest of my life. Thank you so much. Over to you.
Thank you so much. And with that, I believe that I am stepping down as Table Topics Master. Everybody has now spoken. So I will hand over the word back to you, Amjad Ali.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much,
much.
Toastmaster Carl, for managing this show wonderfully. Who would like to grab this opportunity to give a topic to Toastmaster Carl? Who would like to give a topic to Toastmaster Carl? Or I should be the one?
Babu Gupta.
I can give him one topic.
Okay, all right. Please go ahead, Babu Gupta.
Yes, the topic is it pays to be good. It pays to be good, Toastmaster card.
It pays to be good. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, the theme I've been given is that it pays to be good. Now, not everybody believe this. I happen to be one of the persons that believe that it pays to be good. But if you look around in the world, you see that there are many people that think it does not pay to be good. There are many people that believe that it actually pays not to be good. You cannot always judge them based on that. Many of them are desperate and with no other means, and they have desperately found their only way forward not to be good. But personally, I do believe that it always pays to be good. We discussed this before in this beautiful room, the rule of karma. What you give, you get back. So whatever you want to get back from the world, from your life, from universe, if you will, you also need to radiate. You need to offer, and you need to give to the world and others. This can be either learned by reading a text that tells you this, but it can also be learned by experiencing it. I have learned this by experiencing it. I know that by being good to others and offer other value, I will get it back. But it's not always easy to be good. Sometimes it also takes courage to be good. You have to sometimes go against social norms and stand out a bit to do the good deeds. In order to save someone, to help someone, it sometimes takes courage. And it's not always that easy. I would also like to bring to your attention something that I heard the other day, that we usually judge others based on their actions, but we judge ourselves based on our intent. And that I found pretty interesting, that sometimes we think that we are good just because we think good thoughts. But what it really sometimes takes is action as well. We need to show that we are good by taking action. And I, for one, happen to be certain that it pays to be good. Thank you so much.
Wonderful take, Toastmaster Carl. Really appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go to our timer to read out the timing report, please. Toastmaster Monu, go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Amjad. So here I am with timing report. So Dr. Farida took 3 minutes 20 seconds. Umar Rashid took 1 minute 22 seconds. Babu Gupta took 2 minutes 20 seconds. Sabita ma'am took 2 minutes 7 seconds. Nazila ma'am took 2 minutes 7 seconds. Nazila ma'am. Dinesh Reddy took 1 minute 47 seconds. Jassi ma'am took 1 minute 29 seconds. Sunita ma'am took 1 minute 27 seconds. Salman sir took 1 minute 47 seconds. Nakibullah took 1 minute 15 seconds. And Afsan took 2 minutes 2 seconds. Manish Gupta took 2 minutes 24 seconds. Khan Hang took 1 minute 43 seconds. Jatin took 1 minute 20 seconds. Sultan took 2 minutes 10 seconds. Marila took 1 minute. Ajasa took 2 minutes 10 seconds. Sahu took 2 minutes 28 seconds. Amjad Ali took 3 minutes 3 seconds. And Carl took 2 minutes 20 seconds. So everyone was good. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Monu. I really appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, can we put our hands together to thank Toastmaster Carl from the coldest country, one of the coldest countries, and Monu Sahu from one of the hottest or mixed country for managing this show beautifully, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. With that, Bob Westerme, the host of this very meeting, I adjourn the meeting. Now over to each one of you to have fun for some time. Stay blessed.